Hey, if you're in the training and development world, you totally know the feeling, right? You pour time, energy, and a ton of resources into a new training program, but in the back of your mind, you're wondering, is this really going to make a difference? Well, in this explainer, we're going to talk about how you can move past just hoping for the best and start building a real strategy. We're talking about making sure every single program you launch creates a real, measurable impact on the business.
So let's just dive right in. I want you to take a second and think about your own company. Do any of these common training headaches sound maybe a little too familiar?
Okay, first one. Are you struggling to figure out what the actual training needs are? It's one thing to see a symptom, maybe team performance takes a nosedive, but it's a whole other ballgame to correctly diagnose what's really causing it.
And does that make you wish you could just move beyond the guesswork? Are you looking for a solid, structured process that replaces that gut feeling with dependable data that you can actually build a strategy around?
And finally, how great would it be to master the skill of creating a report that doesn't just get buried in an inbox, but actually becomes the go-to blueprint for programs that create real change? The kind of report that gets that crucial buy-in from your leadership.
This all leads us to a really crucial truth we have to face. Here it is. Not every problem can be solved by just sending people to a course. It's so tempting, but when we treat training as this catch-all fix for everything, like a broken workflow or unclear expectations, we're not just wasting money, we're wasting potential. The goal here is to stop using training like a hammer for every problem and start using it like a scalpel, a precision tool for a very specific job.
So how do we get that kind of precision? Well, the answer is a super powerful process. It's your secret weapon, really. It's called the Training Needs Analysis, or TNA for short. And believe me, this isn't just another piece of HR paperwork. It's your key strategic advantage in developing your talent the right way.
So what is it exactly? A training needs analysis is a formal, structured process. It's all about investigation, not assumption. It lets you systematically uncover skill gaps, analyze what's really happening on the ground, and, most importantly, figure out if training is actually the right answer in the first place. And this is where the real power of a TNA kicks in. Think of it like a filter. It gives you the clarity to separate the trainable issues, things like a genuine skill gap on a new piece of software, from the non-trainable issues. These are those tricky systemic problems, like a clunky process or low team morale that no training course in the world is going to fix. A TNA makes sure you're applying the right solution to the right problem every time. Now, when you embrace this process, you end up with this powerful set of skills that totally transforms your role. Let's take a quick look at your path to mastering this and what you'll be able to do with confidence. It really all boils down to three key things. First, you'll learn how to make a clear and compelling business case for why a TNA is even needed. Second, you'll get really good at all the different ways to collect data so you get the right information. And third, you'll be able to pull it all together into a comprehensive report that translates all your findings into a clear, actionable plan.
So, who's this for? Well, this whole approach isn't just for people in the training department. Whether you're a manager who's responsible for your team's performance, a team member who wants to contribute more effectively, or, a training pro, these skills are going to fundamentally boost your strategic value to the whole company.
All right, you ready to see how this all works in practice? Let's pull back the curtain for a second and take a quick look inside the program. Here's just a little glimpse of what you can expect on your very first day.
So day one is all about building your skills step by step. We start the morning with a really solid foundation, just mastering the fundamentals of TNA. Then we zoom out to the big picture, analyzing the entire organization. After lunch, we get way more focused, drilling down into what departments and even individuals need. And the day wraps up with the most important part, turning all that amazing data into a real, concrete training plan.
And this, right here, is where TNA stops being a task and starts being truly strategic. See, it's not just about finding problems to solve. It's about learning how to prioritize the things that directly support what matters most to your company, its core mission, its vision for the future, and what your key stakeholders actually want to achieve.
At the end of the day, this whole process is designed to lead to one thing and one thing only: creating measurable impact. This is how you shift the training department from being seen as just a cost center into what it should be, a strategic driver of the company's success.
So the ultimate promise is this: you will learn how to align your training directly with the business's goals, creating real, tangible improvements in how people perform. And maybe most critically, you'll finally be able to show the measurable impact of that learning. You'll have the hard data to prove the incredible value of what you do.
So I'll just leave you with this one final thought to chew on. When you think about your company's goals and all the challenges it's facing right now, the real question becomes, are you guys ready to build a training culture that is truly, truly impactful?